I am going to basically house the Islanders next week. I mean, on tomorrow night, like house them. Carolina cannot win road playoff games.
Oh, you're going to bet on them? I didn't know what house them means. Is that what you say when you bet a lot? You're going to house them?
Like I'm betting the house on them.
You're betting the house on them? Because housing is like if I housed you at a game, it's like I beat you really handily, right? Like I housed you at it.
Oh, yeah. Isn't betting funny when you all have your own lingos and then you don't realize what's universal or what's
slammed? Not? I say that a lot. I bet a lot about like I slammed that.
I like cannot wait to bet a lot on the Islanders tomorrow to win this game. Like that, I am going to slam the house on this.
You're gonna house them.
Wow. So maybe it's a Long Island thing, the housing them. Maybe.
Housing.
But either way,
I'm gonna house
the Islanders play on Long Island, so then it fits anyway. Okay. So even if it is a local flair to it.
So whatever your area of expertise is, you want to be the best at it. And like if you're the best, there should be a certain level of respect for being the best at something. And Dylan Brooks' area of expertise is that he's a jerk. And he's the best at it. He's the best at being a jerk. So like I have a level of respect for him. Like, he's better at being that than a lot of people that try to be that are at being that. So, like, I kind of respect, like, he wakes up in the morning wanting to be a jerk. He eats breakfast wanting to be a jerk. Like, it just, that's his mindset. And he's the best at it. And it's just really, really, really funny just that it's like LeBron is the other person. And he got, like, LeBron is screaming obscenities at him in the middle of the game. Well, when was the last time you saw that?
Upset, unraveled LeBron and is so much better than pouting, crying for a call LeBron. So, I mean, that was, to me, let's be honest, like, awesome. We did yesterday, like the boredom rankings, right? We kind of made a joke about the night before's older games or whatever. This game and that stuff with LeBron and Dylan Brooks, to me, instantly becomes one of the best moments of the playoffs through this first week, for sure. Like, that is highly entertaining seeing LeBron unravel like that.
And I think the key is, does it make you want to watch the next game more? So like Celtics and Hawks play 2 games. There is nothing about either game where I'm just like, let me lock in for game 3. Let me really like make that appointment viewing. Like Sixers Nets. Nothing about that. And you'd be like, well, it's 2-0. Well, Kings Warriors is 2-0. Anybody locked in tonight?
Right. It's so amazing.
Like, and I know you just made this case. I know you did. Should the total for LeBron James points be 2 points higher just because that happened?
No, but I also think coming back home helps too.
Sure. He can go over for a different reason because he's like really good at basketball and stuff. Yeah. So I'm with you. So I'm curious what happens with that market. God, I can't, it's 2 points more, whatever. And then the other thing is, do the Lakers get better? Like, let's say Ja doesn't play, and this is like a Ja doesn't play number, I think, because the Lakers were 5-point dogs in game 1.
Yeah.
Like, we're not moving 9.5 on home court. Like, so this is like pretty close to Ja's not going to play, I think. If this starts getting bet out a little more than this, because it's like, oh, Lakers going home and they haven't, I think I'm going to bet Memphis to cover. And it's like, oh, but you bet the Lakers to win the series. Yeah, but I didn't know this was going to be the market. This is like that's true. In a vacuum, this is a unique setup.
Ken Barkley is in for Ken Barkley. I, Shaun Morash, am in for Nick Kostos. And who the heck is in for Kawhi Leonard? Well, this is some scene tonight for the Clippers and Suns. A little live moving of the lines, if you will, Ken. The spread now at 6.5. If you're just joining us, the breaking news, of course, Kawhi Leonard out with a knee injury. And going back to the Woj tweet, I guess it was an injury that he sustained in game 1, which, did we know he said, like I'm looking back on game 1. I know I watched that. It was Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I don't remember this injury happening. He aggravated it. He played through it in game 2 and now is expected to be day to day. It is not related to his previous ACL injury, but man, Kawhi just continues to be made of glass. I mean, it's not that you're rooting for injury or anything, but just call it like it is. He's become a complete player made of glass. Russell Westbrook is back on the tip of our tongues and the tip of our minds based on having arguably his best 3-minute stretch in game 1 in a game the Clippers won that we have seen him have in years. And now he's kind of like front of mind, back in the circle of trust a little bit with this Clipper team. And oh, by the way, their 2 biggest stars are out. And I think that doesn't necessarily make Russell Westbrook a good player tonight just because these other guys are out.
Yeah. Do you think Ty Lue, just imagine this conversation. Imagine Ty Lue going to Westbrook and being like, hey man, I know our whole thing when we got you was to be like really unselfish and to like be considerate and to like play a role and to like really like contribute in a lot of ways. Well, I want you to forget all that because tonight I need you to take 900 shots. I don't think that's a conversation that's happening. Like, I could be crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's just really funny. We got a lot of teams playing tonight. Yeah. And they didn't play very well in game one. In fact, all four of them lost. Like, here's the way I'll frame the question. So we'll do the team. So Maple Leafs got housed by Tampa. Gave up like 7 goals, whatever. Colorado lost to Seattle at home. We had Shaun and I were against each other on the total in that game. Vegas lost at home to Winnipeg, and the Devils lost at home to the Rangers. Here's my question. If you bet all 4 home teams tonight on the money line, so you're gonna lay some juice here. Avs are like 230 or something. Every home team is favored. 160, 130, 225, and 160. Those are the prices. The point is they're all favored. If you bet all 4 of them, are you up money at the end of the night? So we've had 2 situations this year. 2-0, puck line covered in both. So 2-0, whatever. I have last year up. I have to go a little slowly because this is the Wikipedia entry and they give you 900 pieces of information. First series, Panthers, who won the President's trophy. I would say cup because it's the golf tournament. They lost game 1 at home to the Caps, 4-2. We have an applicable situation. Game 2, Panthers win 5-1. So win and cover the puck line in that situation.
It's a forgettable series. Okay,
we're gonna go series by series here because I don't have another way to do it. The Maple Leafs won game 1 at home last year. They don't qualify. Hurricanes won game 1 at home last year. They don't qualify. Oh, your Rangers. Oh, yeah, this is you. You can even tell me what happened in both games.
Yeah, they lose in triple overtime. There's a goal late or whatever. People are lighting cigarettes late. You know what's funny now that you say that, Ken, because they played the 3 rounds. The Rangers went down 3-1 in the series. I think they did win game 2 and then lost both games on the road in Pittsburgh before coming home in a game 5. And I think they had a really great effort in game 2, if I remember. We bring in Brian Baldinger. Baldy, what's going on?
Shaun, I'm like everybody else. Like you just said in the introduction, I'm just counting down the days and hours until we get this draft going. I can't study another player from a Division I AA school just to make sure I know what I'm saying and talking about next week. Like, I'm ready to get this thing on.
If this is really what's going to happen, if Carolina is going to take Bryce Young number 1 overall, do you think that's the best pick for them? And do you think he's the best quarterback prospect?
Well, Maurice Jones-Drew, who I work with at the NFL Network, came out with his mock draft yesterday and had Anthony Richardson going number 1 to Carolina. So that kind of mocked the mock right there. Huh. I feel like Bryce Young. I feel like Carolina is comfortable taking Bryce Young. I think when they made the trade with Chicago to go from 9 to 1, I don't think they knew for sure. I think they had an idea, but I think they went through the whole process of pro days and interviews and all that. After watching all the tape and all that. And I feel Scott Fitterer, the general manager, Frank Wright, Josh McCown, I feel like the brass feels comfortable with Bryce Young. I feel like, Arizona's got a for sale sign in their yard right now. And I think, Indianapolis, maybe the Raiders, maybe Tennessee, pick a team, might be very interested in that Arizona pick at 3. And I feel like, and I have been saying this for a while, but I feel like Arizona's going to get out of that spot. And I feel like quarterbacks are going to go 1, 2, 3 in this draft. It just has that feel to it. Whether there's, if that's the right thing to do, rarely is it ever the right thing to do to pick quarterbacks 1, 2, and 3. They don't all work out. Rarely does 1 and 2 all work out. But I feel like that's a direction and everything going in that direction to that happening right now. And if I was in your line of work, I'd say Arizona's going to get out of that 3 spot.
You can choose this. What is it? Whatever. Or you can choose that. It's time for whatever you prefer.
All right. I got to tell you. Whatever they're paying for Bill on this imaging is not enough. Is certainly not enough.
He's really good, right? I like
good.
that imaging versus even a lot of our other stuff. I think that's one of our better ones.
I agree, and I love the golf one as well. Yeah, Bill is really, really good at this. Now, in with the wisdom and the tooth to pull is Tyler Morales here, your host of Whatever You Prefer.
So, Mets-Giants tonight. Apparently, according to Food Network, Mets' signature dish is the filet mignon sandwich made by the magician of meat, Pat LaFrida. It's chopped fresh off the griddle, black Angus beef with Monterey Jack cheese and sauteed onions, served au jus on a toasted local black.
Come on, Tyler. Come on. You don't know what au jus is?
Served just. What is that? What does that mean?
And it's like a brown liquidy gravy dip.
You know what's funny about the filet mignon sandwich, real quick?
Yeah.
Is like they tried really hard to sort of like sliders, where like we did sliders yesterday, and it's like if you just called them small burgers, you'd be like, whatever. They tried really hard to just not be like it's a steak sandwich. Like, what do you want? They really hyped up the ingredients. They really it's a steak sandwich. We got it.
You're right. And I'm going to tell you, I actually have had the Pat LaFrida filet mignon sandwich.
The magician of meat? Was it made by the magician of meat, or was it made by somebody else?
I don't know if Pat was actually there, but it is one of the best ballpark foods I've ever had.
Okay.
Yeah, it is that good. It's beyond a steak sandwich, Ken. Honestly, so I understand they're going with it. It melts in your mouth with every bite.
Like buttery slices of sourdough. Yeah, bread. It's called bread. The bread tomato crab. How do I not get the filet? I want to pick the crazy crab. I want to be in on the crazy crab. I love crab. My mom's family's from Maryland. We have crab feasts all the time. We have blue crabs. Old Bay season.
Done well.
I'm in on all of this.
Yeah.
But I want the filet mignon sandwich. If they have to sell the crazy crab by referring to the bread as buttery pieces of sourdough, then that tells me this is way overrated. So
and a slice of tomato, nothing crazy.
Also pick filet mignon sandwich, definitely. Because we went to a place called Pisano's that has a couple locations in Chicago, and Rick Camp actually recommended it. If I couldn't go to Pequod's, where we were, we couldn't end up going, and he was like, "Go to Pisano's. It's just really good." So we had the kids with us too, and so we had the same thing happen that you happened. Sit down, and I have 2 young kids. It's it's going to be 45 minutes, and my wife kind of gives me this look, across the table when the waitress says that of there's a certain message being delivered without speech. And it's
right. This is not going to work for us.
This is probably a really bad idea. And I attempt to avert her glance to only address the waitress and be like, yeah, no problem. We'll have one with extra cheese and one with pepperoni. I see the glance. I see the glance and I know it's there, but we've made it to the place. What are we going to do? Go down the street and get a TGI Fridays or something? No, we're going to this place. We're at the table with the kids. The waitress is here. 45 minutes.
By the time you leave, but there's get seated anywhere. Right.
Yeah. And the gaze is, you and I collectively have to occupy these children's this children's attention for 45 minutes while this pizza's. So I was like, cool, we'll get fries and we'll get whatever. The kids can eat already, and then the pizza will come and I will eat it. And if nobody else eats it, I don't care. Here's my fugitive. I don't care.
Move over PJ Glasser tomorrow if the Suns win this game by 40.
Yeah. Have you seen PJ? You could move him over pretty easily. I'm just comparing the two of you. You could do that.
Yes. Yeah. I could blow my nose and he would blow over. Yes. I'm very.
Right. Yes. Correct.
Very
yes.